Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 27. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." First and foremost, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great milestone and do rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is your brother Makazar from Trinidad. Just want to do all the edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson will be, He will walk you through. And what I mean by He will walk you through means that He will have your back in the day of trouble. All right, we see how many times in these normal, so-called normal days that the Lord delivers us. We might be in need of food, need of cash, and the Lord, the Lord feed us, the Lord clothe us, the Lord shelter us, the Lord give us, safety. We might be on the camp, and some altercation might happen with our tutor because sometimes words cross, and tutors being all up in their feelings, and they get emotional and they might threaten, and the Lord will deliver you. All right, the Lord might put our tutor to death, might get our tutor arrested, so the Lord, He have your back. All right, and that is the main purpose of this video. The name of the video is, He will walk you through. He gonna walk you through it all. As the scripture said, glorify Him in the fires, because even in those days, in the time of trouble, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai gonna have you. And that is why the scripture says, be not weary. So don't be weary in well-doing. Don't be weary in doing the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Don't be weary in serving Him, going out on the highways and byways and maintaining the integrity. All right, because the Lord will secure you in the days of trouble. He has your back. All right, and if you worried about how the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gonna have your back in the time of trouble, then that just shows that you don't have faith and trust in the Lord. Because who is Yahweh that He can't deliver? Basically, you limiting the Holy One when you worried. When you worrying, that is what you're doing. You limiting the Holy One when you worrying. Psalms 91:1. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust." You have to trust in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. "Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence," these nuclear missiles. "He shall cover thee with His feathers, which are the chariots, and under His wings shalt thou trust. In His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." So if you leave this truth, you have no shield or buckler. So that is why it says, be not weary. Verse 5, it says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flieth by day, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor of destruction and that wasted at noonday." You ain't gonna be afraid of those things, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He has your back. He gave you warning, and guess what? He gonna secure you in that day. It says, "1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee." And Romans 15:4, all these things here is written for our learning, that through comfort and this open His spirit and these scriptures, you might have faith. All right, you're gonna have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because all these things were written for your sake. All right, it says, "Only with thy eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." Only with your eyes. You're not going to be a part of it. It says, "Because thou hast made Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone." It says, "Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, and the young lion and the dragon shall tremble under feet. Shall thou trample under feet." It says, "Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because He hath known my name." Because you know that name, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Verse 15, it says, "He shall call upon me, and I will answer him." Now, He gonna answer you, not simply because you know that name, but because why? Because David said in verse 9, "Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, thy habitation." That is the only reason He will answer when you call. I will be with him in trouble. Verse 15, I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Then you're going to live forever. Because while you had faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he's going to deliver you in the time to come. All right? He has your back. He will walk you through. Just like he walked Israel through the wilderness. Just like he walked them through the Red Sea. He will walk you through. He will lead you through by the right hand. And he would guide you. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Didn't the scripture say this? All right? This is the book of Psalms 139 and verse 7. It says, whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. Even if you get caught in the concentration camps, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he there with you to strengthen you. All right? That is why the Lord says, take your death cheerfully, like a man. All right? Verse 9. It says, if I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy right hand lead me. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua with you wherever you go. All right? It says, and thy right hand shall hold me. Verse 11, it says, if I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. All right? So for you men who thinking that you could do wickedness and the Lord don't see, guess what? The darkness gonna be light before the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That is why the scripture says, do good. But guess what? Even if you're in some remote part of the world, Esau head you away. All right? That that men can't find you. Guess what? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he knows exactly where you are. You are the light of the world. Your spirit shines out to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You can't be hid from his eyes. All right? It says, verse 12, it says, yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day, and the darkness and the light are both alike to thee. It says, for thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. So if the Lord was there with you to deliver you safely in your mother's womb, guess what? He gonna deliver you in the days of trouble. And even though he don't deliver you from the Esau's hands in the time of trouble, guess what? He's right there with you to strengthen you and comfort you and to receive your spirit. And guess what the scripture says? Let me read it real quick. Let's read it real quick. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that he may be tried, and he shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. Unto death. This is what it said. Unto death. And I will give thee a crown of life. So be faithful unto death, and the Lord will be right there with you to receive your spirit and give you that crown in the day of Yahushai. So you just have to be faithful. Be faithful and be always with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because he ain't gonna never forsake you. This is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. These promises from the Lord. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So you're not gonna be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gonna secure you in that day. You just have to put faith and trust in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and he will walk you through. But it all depends on what you do now. Like the scripture says, if you do these things, they will be laid up for you a store in heaven. All right. So if you do this, if you do the Lord's will and you do it sincere, you go out and you preach, you prophesy, you wake up the elect, and you keep that faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and you excel in brotherly love. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He gonna have your back in the days of trouble. He will have your back in the days of trouble. Just remember that, because He promised it. This is the final precept here. This is Isaiah 41 and verse 10. It says, "Fear not, for I am with thee." It says, "Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded." Just have to wait, because Esau going down. All right, you see how Jacob be persecuted by Esau around the world. Guess what? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he just waiting. The Lord know his day coming. All right. When you look at on the dollar bill and web Queptus, and basically it says that God have blessed our enterprise. Roughly paraphrasing, God have blessed our enterprise. And underneath it is Novus Ordo Seclorum, one world order. So God have blessed their one world order. So they basically, as the scripture said, "Blessed be the Lord, for we are rich." You understand? The Lord, they believe the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai set them up forever, and they believe just because they are the wicked that prosper in the world right now. The Lord, Psalms 50 and I believe it's 16 says, "All this thou hast done, and believe that I was all at one with thee." They believe that the Lord with them, but not knowing the Lord laughing because He bringing them down. The scripture said, "If the wicked do multiplies for the sword." So just wait, and you will see all these things happen. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He will lead you through. He'll lead you unto safety, and the wicked will be seeing you in Abraham's bosom afar off, enjoying life. So just wait. That is why He said He will uphold thee with the right hand of His righteousness. It says, "Behold, all that were incensed against thee," verse 11, "shall be ashamed and confounded." It says, "They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish." It says, "Thou shalt seek them, and thou shalt not find them." It says, "Even them that contend with thee." It says, "They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught." Verse 13, it says, "For I am Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, for I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel." These are the ones the Lord gonna help. It says, "I will help thee, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." Fear not. This is what the Lord said. Fear not. He will be your right hand. He will guide you. He will strengthen you, and He will lead you through. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of greatness and do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is your brother Makazar from the Trinidad camp saying Shalom and stay strong. Shalom.